Hello and welcome to Cupcakes. In today's video I'll show you how I created this narwhal using a chocolate orange. I started by prepping the chocolate oranges, and I did this by melting down a little bit of chocolate and popping it in a piping bag, and whichever orange had loose segments I just kept it in the wrapper, cut the tip off the piping bag and inserted some of that melted chocolate all the way through and left them to set. The equipment I used was obviously our prepped chocolate orange, some water, icing sugar, a rolling pin and a sharp knife. I have some fondant or sugar paste in different colours, some gold luster dust, a paintbrush, a little bit of vodka and a cocktail stick. The first thing I did was cover that chocolate orange, and to do this I rolled out some fondant, being careful to not roll it too thin, placing a little bit of water on the back, placing it over the chocolate orange and working it down using my thumb and just opening it and pushing it down, smoothing it as best as I could and using a sharp knife cutting off that excess at the bottom. I placed mine on a 4-inch cake card. I just find it easier to handle by placing it on a card. The next thing I did was to make a tail for the narwhal, and I did this by taking that same coloured fondant and rolling it into a thick strip, cutting it and measuring it against the back of the chocolate orange to see how far I wanted it to come up above what will be the narwhal's head, and just cutting the tip in two and using my fingers to shape and create something what looked a little bit like a narwhal's tail. And to attach it to the narwhal I just flattened the bottom and using a little bit of that water stuck it from underneath and fetched it up and around so the two fins would stick out above the narwhal's head. To create the tummy for the narwhal I took some more fondant in a paler shade of teal, rolled it into a ball and just flattened that out with the rolling pin. Using my sharp knife I just cut across it and again making it a little bit thinner, just neatening that off with my fingers, and I attached that with a little bit of water and just pressed it against the base of that chocolate orange. To create the face on the narwhal I made a really small thin strip for the mouth and two small black circles the same size for eyes, and just attached them to the narwhal's face using water. After pushing the black eyes in place, I created two really small balls of white fondant and placed them over the top of the eyes, which just created a catchlight effect. Again, just attaching them with water and pushing them on gently with my fingers. I decided to give my narwhal some heart cheeks. You can do just a circle as we did with the eyes and push them on. But this is part of a Valentine's collection I'm doing, so I rolled a teardrop shape and used the top of the cocktail stick to make an indent to create a heart shape, and it does look really cute. Again, just attaching them with a little bit of water and using my finger to push them in place. To make the flippers for the narwhal, I rolled out two circles the same size and turned them into a diamond shape, just tapering in at both ends until I was happy with the shape, flattened them down a little bit, and once I was happy with the size and the shape, used a little bit of water again just to stick them in place. I placed my flippers just at the side of the tummy. To make the narwhal's tusk, I rolled out a piece of yellow fondant, keeping it thicker in the centre and thinner towards the ends, folded it back upon itself and twisted it around. I trimmed it to size, and using the back of the paintbrush I created a hole on the top for it to sit in nice and flush. Again, just attaching that with water. Next I mixed a little bit of vodka in with my gold luster dust to create a paint and just painted the tusk and then left it to dry. And there you have it, a little cute chocolate orange narwhal. Thank you very much for watching.